Hi there, I'm Damien Hawes, and today I'm here with...
Did you look at your nose to check what your name was?
I'm still trying to figure out who I am every day.
Me too!
Well, I know who you are.
Oh,
You're
good.
the human version of Ask Jeeves, Hank Green!
Hey!
Welcome, Hank.
How's it going?
Hank, you have a show called Ask Hank Anything.
I do!
Hank, we are going to be running some assumptions from our audience by you and seeing how you feel about them.
I usually do research, but I will do my best.
You don't just fire off the cuff, like just stuff?
Sometimes I know a thing already. Sometimes it's like basic physical reality, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like how air works, and I can
Yeah.
answer that question. But sometimes it's topics that people ask me about medicine. They're like, is this a good mole? And I'm like, boy, don't ask me.
So to kick things off here, there's an assumption that you're tired of answering everybody's stupid questions.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I love that.
Has anybody figured out why water feels colder than air?
Oh yeah, we know this. It's just because there's more of it.
What is in the food that they are feeding us?
This is what's in the food that they are feeding us.
How come hot air get cold when fan?
Hot air does not get cold when fan. Hot air, same hot when fan. But more air when fan.
I was just thinking today about a question that I got years ago from a young woman who said, did we invent math or discover it? And I was like, and it was
I
like—
guess that's more of a philosophical question.
It was proposed as like, this is a very dumb question, and I know I'm a dumb little girl, but where did math come from?
Right.
And I'm like, wow. First of all, this is a very smart question.
Yeah.
And like, and so weird. What exactly is math?
Yeah.
I wish we got into it more, because I feel like we're sort of presented with math as if it is like sort of terrible puzzles to solve.
Right. And then you have to prove it. Like, prove to me that this triangle has 3 sides. And you're like, I just
don't. How
look
do
at
I
it.
do that?
Yeah. I've got the tism, you see. And like, I would look at things and be like, I know the answer is 33. I don't know how I know. I don't know why, but I'm looking at it and I don't want to, I had to make up work.
Yeah.
The Fibonacci sequence messes me up.
Really?
It does. It's because it begs that question of like, there is like an inherent harmony to the
it
universe.
like shows up in nature.
Yeah, it's why like when you read about like, oh, in numerology, people like used to think that there was a divine religion of the numbers and they went crazy. And it's like, well, I can see why.
I was thinking about that with alcohol earlier today. I was brushing my teeth and I was thinking, because there was a big booze shelf in my hotel room.
I was saying your bathroom. I'm like, that's not good. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna judge you. That is a cry for help.
It's, you swish it around, clean out and then you swallow, and then you're ready for the day. Yeah. And I was thinking, and like that the first people who figured out alcohol must have been like, Batman is a wizard.
Yeah.
He's the man who gives you the magic potion that makes you feel good.
Well, also, you don't want to be the guinea pig for that either, because like that's easy to botch.
One person here and there.
Magic takes a few bodies.
Back then, half the people died before they grew up anyway.
That's true.
It was not an easy time to be alive.
Well, now we just do that internally, where it's like you look at the world and you're like, I'm only 16. What is waiting for me? And you sort of die, but you're not. You still go.
That's right.
Hank, there's an assumption that New Balance shoes will soon be uncool dad shoes again. Uh-oh.
I thought that was still the situation. Did New Balance get cool again for like a moment?
I think they are.
Very cool and expensive.
What about Brooks?
They're expensive.
That's what I'm wearing.
I use the Brooks Ghosts for running.
I need the Brooks, man. My ankles are bad.
Yeah?
I don't know. Maybe New Balance would be good. I don't
got
know.
the inserts,
I feel like
but-
I got Old Balance. So, yeah.
That's the t-shirt. It's New Balance, I got Old Balance. And it's like a cartoon. It's kind of like a Bitmoji you like, and that's your very AI shirt. Yeah. You can have that, by the way. That's
Great.
yours.
Yeah.
Is dad style only cool if you're not yourself a dad?
I have no idea. I will say that I'm not clued into style. That's not in my areas of expertise. So questions about New Balance and dad style are not, I'm not gonna slam those out of the park in terms of accuracy.
Okay.
But I am happy that if dad style is a thing, that's great news for me.
Yes.
Because it means maybe I don't have to work. I thought about wearing something better for this.
I can't imagine what that would be.
Thank you.
There you go.
But then I left my bag at the hotel. Should we bring up the fact that I've got paint all over my hands?
How embarrassing for both of us.
Yeah. I was painting a mural on Melrose with a friend of mine, Sarah Sandoval. We have collaborated on a number of things, and so we did a little wall, and there was no time to put on gloves or Be careful. This is, She made a little shirt for us.
Got a shirt that symbolizes friendship. Cool hand tattoos to complete my arm tattoo. And jeans that are clearly new and very comfortable. And some Brooks.
And some Brooks.
And
my socks.
You got your
the Awesome
socks.
Socks Club.
Ooh, psychedelic. Hank, you know who does know about style?
Oh.
Our sponsor.
Oh man, it would be really great if somebody would help me with that.
I gotta be honest, shopping, not my favorite thing. In-store shopping is a nightmare. Going into public, being perceived. No, thank you. And I used to work retail, so I know it's difficult on the other side as well. And I've spent way too long online just looking for something simple like a graphic tee or a pair of jeans. And I'm either overwhelmed by all the choices or can't find anything my style. And many times I've just given up and stuck to my existing wardrobe, but not anymore because I've got Stitch Fix. You just take a quick style quiz, share your size, your vibe, and your budget, and boom, you're matched with a real human stylist who handles the rest. They'll send you a fix box with clothes that actually fit and make sense for your life, work, weekends, whatever. It saves you time, you look great, and you don't even have to think about it. It's no risk, all style. Try it all on in the comfort of your home. Keep what works, send back the rest. Free shipping and returns, always. And no subscription required. Plus, you get a free try-on for your first fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com/assumptions to get $20 off your first order. And they'll waive your styling fee. That's stitchfix.com/assumptions. Now, back to John Green's brother. Someone said, I immediately assume all cats are female and all dogs are male. Why?
Yep. I get you. I see it.
Really?
Yeah. Cause you know why?
No, they're
You know
they're
why?
asking. I don't.
You want to know why?
I do.
I bet you do. Think about it. A dog talks to you like this. And a cat talks to you like,
Yeah.
this is like a big deep voice thing and a high voice thing. And that's one of the differences that we perceive between men and women.
See, I would not have thought it.
There's also like a size thing. Like most dogs are bigger than most cats.
Unless you're talking about a Pomeranian
There
and
are,
Puma.
yep, that's for sure.
I think cartoons did it to us.
Cartoons could have done it.
Yeah. I think cartoons are like.
I'm trying like all the dogs from Disney are boys.
Yeah.
But so are most of the things.
Yeah, that's true. I was realizing the other day there's no women cereal mascots.
Oh man.
The closest you're gonna get is like the sun-dried raisins lady and Land O'Lakes. And good luck, because that's not cereal. If you made that into a cereal, they would call someone to make sure you're okay. So, butter and raisins.
That's the women's food.
Ah, finally. Cereal for the rest of us. Butter and raisins. But yeah, so.
That's wild.
Yeah, and
Man,
also,
the patriarchy is all up in the cereal aisle. I guess it's
just
everywhere.
won't stop. I mean, and you're either a magical creature or like an unnecessarily anthropomorphized beast.
Yeah.
Like Tony the tiger. That's a cat.
That's a cat who's a boy.
Who's a boy.
His name's Tony.
There's an assumption that the more you learn, the more you forget.
Oh, that's definitely not true.
No?
And I can prove it. So one of the things that I feel like I have learned about knowing things is that the more you learn, the more you can learn because it creates scaffolding on which things can hang.
Got it. So like neurons are getting spicier.
I don't know if it's like a biochemical thing that's going on.
Metaphorical scaffolding.
Yes, metaphorical
Okay,
scaffolding.
got it.
Like I kind of imagine it like a Christmas tree, and if you have more branches, you can hang more ornaments on it. And the branches are things like, well, I mean, like a big one just be like evolution through natural selection. And so you can have like a bunch of facts that like hang on the evolution through natural selection branch, like that. Blue whales and pelicans have kind of the same feeding strategy, right? Like they go through the water and their mouths get really big.
Yeah.
And that, of course, evolved entirely independent of each other. But there's a bunch of animals throughout evolutionary time that have had this same strategy of like moving through the water quickly, opening it, and like allowing a huge amount of water in so that whatever your food item is will also come in with the water. And that's
we
like
could
a
all
lot
learn
of
a
like
little
the pterodons were like this. They're basically giant pelicans.
Heck yeah. I like Ankylosaurus.
No, that's not a pterodon. That's a dinosaur.
It's not.
Yeah.
I just was
It's also on a
hard
level.
left into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Sorry. And that's why I don't do neural pruning. There's an assumption here that the multiverse is real and impacts our day-to-day life more than we can understand.
Oh.
How do you feel about that?
I don't think that it impacts our day-to-day life, I guess. So this isn't something where it's like, well, I mean, obviously the multiverse isn't real. That's just like a fun idea for Marvel movies. But actually,
Invented by Stanley.
it seems like it could actually very well be that that there's sort of a many worlds thing, that there's like, that there's interpretations of quantum mechanics that explain everything we see by saying there are, you know, kind of infinite many universes.
But you don't think that affects us? It's more we would affect that?
I don't know. Well, look, that's terrifying.
We're starting slow, so get ready.
Here's a sort of big picture thing that I actually feel. How I am interpreting the world matters a lot. And I don't mean like how I choose to interpret it. I mean how my biology interprets it. So whether or not free will exists, for example, isn't that important to me because in my biology experiences it. Like the biological system that is Hank Green experiences free will. Whether or not that's an illusion doesn't really matter to me because I'm experiencing it. In the same way, this is the more important one for me, when we ask ourselves, what's the point of it all if we're in this infinite universe and we're one little speck on a speck on a speck? My biology says it matters. You matter to me, I matter to me, like my family and like climate change matters to me. And so like if I'm experiencing the mattering, then it doesn't matter to me so much whether the mattering exists objectively. And in the same way, if I'm experiencing the multiverse not having a huge impact on my day-to-day life, then that's good enough for me.
I 1,000% agree.
I convinced him.
Well, no, to be frank with you, I kind of had that mindset.
He was already there.
I was already there.
He knew.
Because it's all a game. Like, you have to choose what the rules of the game are for you to enjoy it because there's so limitless of an opportunity. It's like...
That's the you way of saying that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, it's just, you have to pick what matters because nothing does. Nothing does, so everything must.
Well, I don't know about that. What, like, I just want to give, like, my experience credit.
Sure.
Instead of, you know, this is kind of a cheat code in philosophy to be like, well, what actually exists? But like, who cares?
Yeah.
But like me. But I think that it does really matter. I think that like our experiences matter, our position in society, like our connection to culture matters. I think that we can't like trying to completely divorce yourself and see culture objectively is like fine as an exercise, but like very difficult. It would be a very difficult way to actually live.
Someone had said that people aren't becoming more stupid. They're just focusing on special interests at the cost of general knowledge. What do you think about that?
I don't think people are getting stupider at all. So like this question, this assumption has an assumption inside of it.
There is indeed.
And I don't like your first assumption that people are getting stupider.
Well, I want to put a kibosh on the assumption that it is my assumption. It's not my assumption. This is coming to us from an audience.
I'm sorry
and
that I
an
assumed
iPad.
that this was your assumption. I knew that it wasn't.
You know what happens when you assume? Sometimes you make silly mistakes, and that's okay.
Yeah. I throw it right back at you. I think that you're stupid if you think that it's stupid that people are stupid.
I think people are getting less curious. They have less drive to like find the answer. Like we have so much information in the palm of our hands, and so many people are just like, "How does this thing work?" I
think that a thing that has changed is that people think that there is an answer for everything. And they get frustrated when there isn't.
Interesting.
When it's like, I Googled this and I couldn't find it. And it's like, well, that's just something we don't know. People don't realize that we don't know most things still. We know like first level questions we can answer. Second level, most of the times we can answer. Third level, oftentimes we can't.
They just discovered a new bat, and like, bats are important.
In Montana, they don't know where the bats go.
What?
They don't know where the bats go in the winter.
Check the caves.
They're not in the caves.
What?
There's a whole thing. I was talking to a bat scientist at a party. And
That
I was
sounds
like,
awesome,
I
by
was
the
like, what's
way.
the weirdest thing about bats? And he said, we don't know where they go in the winter. And I was like, check the caves. And he said, they're not in the caves. We checked the caves.
That's
They
awesome.
have no idea where the bats go in the winter. They hibernate invisibly.
That's really interesting.
But that's just a guess. They've never actually found a rat.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sky rat. They never found a sky rat.
That's German. That's literally German for it's a Fledermaus, which is like
like they're Fledermaus.
flight mice. There's an assumption that we will never know what dinosaurs actually looked like beyond their bones.
Oh, no.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong. So we know things beyond their bones already. I think there's an Ankylosaurus.
There is.
So this dinosaur died in a situation, and I don't know if you can show the picture of it, which is a shame. I think that they might very tightly control, like still be very tightly controlling the images of this dinosaur, but maybe not. I think it's on display now. You can go see it.
Is it just like we're not supposed to know what the situation was? Like it was a time-traveling dude with a gun?
Right. Okay. On the inside, it turns out he's just got an AK-47, like that he's eaten from a time traveler.
That is a D&D
sticking
character I've
out
made
of
for
his-
myself called the Sawed-Off Shogun, and he is a dinosaur with a gun. So
that's amazing.
just saying.
Hell yeah. So there are situations where dinosaurs die and their soft tissue is preserved. Sometimes that's just an imprint where you can see like a skin imprint. With, for example, the bird one, that I can't, Archaeopteryx.
Little guys.
Yeah, you can see their little feathers preserved in the little flat, like layers of sediment. But then this Ankylosaurus, it is amazing. The whole front half of the dinosaur, the way the dinosaur looked.
Oh, I don't know
all
if
of
I've
the
seen this one
beef,
then.
all of the scales, all of the nubbins. It's like, it's so good.
Heck yeah.
And it was found in a coal deposit. So like they're digging through coal, and the guys were like, "Wait, stop!"
That looks like a guy.
And they like moved to a different area of the mine, and the paleontologists moved in and were like, "I love it. It's the
That's
best
so
thing
cool.
that has ever happened to me."
Hank, there's an assumption, and again, this is very personal, that humans will be able to see new colors one day.
Oh, well, weirdly, I would have said no to this, but they did recently make people see a new color.
It's that weird green-blue that's not, right?
They like shined a laser through the side of the eye, so you couldn't see the laser, but it was activating some rods and cones, and it allowed people to see a color that they hadn't seen before.
Do you know where that color lays on like the
I can't
spectrum of-
remember. I think it was referred to as vibrant. It's like the people were like, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen a color like that before."
Yeah, I guess if you're seeing a new color, what else do you say? Like
Yeah.
vibrant. Like, that was mid. Like, it was fine. Just living a moment as a mantis shrimp. It's whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, to get beyond that, which I wouldn't have expected that would be a thing, but to get beyond that, we you go transhuman, and like maybe someday we'll get wavelengths that we don't currently have access to through genetic engineering or something.
That's one of the few things that I think like, yeah, give me that chip implant. Like, give me that one.
I'll take that.
I'll take that one.
You don't. That's one of the few though.
Yeah, I don't think I need to do much like, you see something like Cyberpunk and I'm like, I don't need to
You don't
know
want like a
people's-
USB stick in your head.
No, heavens no.
No, it seems to go bad in those movies.
Well, they change too quickly.
That's true. You wouldn't
Like,
want a port.
You asked to charge your phone before we started and it was like, which port did you have? And I'm like, can you imagine do that with your face?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I think that we're gonna standardize. I think we're gonna hit USB-C and be like, that's good enough.
There's an assumption that you should always trust your gut when making a decision.
I think that's up to you.
Yeah.
I think people can trust their guts are important. That's not how I do it.
No?
I honestly don't think I've ever made a decision based on my gut.
You seem like a very methodical person.
Yeah, I'm like a very pro-con list kind of guy. Because like the pros and cons on the pro-con list are gut-based. I don't actually know the future. This is the thing about big decisions. It's like, just do whatever, like make a decision.
Yeah.
But you kids or no kids, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You just have no idea what that's gonna be for your life. Like do what you want to do.
Someone assumes that having a concrete median in every lane would prevent us from driving over the lines and crashing into each other.
That might in fact work. The thing, and this is gonna sound weird, that they do as the government is they look at how likely something would be to prevent death or disability, and then they look at the economic calculations for how much death and disability is bad, and then they have to make that choice. And this sounds terrible, sounds really gross.
Yeah.
But in fact, if you don't do that, the number of dollars you spend preventing death and disability becomes infinite.
Infinite.
If you try to prevent every single bad outcome from happening, then you will spend infinite money. So you have to figure out how to allocate resources well. And so what they look at is, if we put a rumble strip here, how much is that going to cost? How many accidents is that going to prevent? If we redo this road so that it's wide enough to have a divider, how many deaths is that going to prevent? How much does that cost? And in certain situations, you may be in a place where actually it would be better to have that there, but there isn't the resources right now to allocate to it. Or you might be in a situation where you can't get it done because of regulations. There's a really dangerous stretch of road just north of my town, and it's in the middle of a wetland. And so they've been trying to fix this road for 20 years.
Oh.
But they have to go through all the approvals to make sure that they're like taking into account all the environmental damage that it would do when they do it.
You got to get past the bird council.
Yeah, the council of birds. There's a circle of birds. They're like ents. They make very slow decisions.
The literal parliament of rooks. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. The herons are especially curmudgeonly.
Don't even get me started on the herons.
I know. Wring their little necks.
It's so easy.
Actually, big necks.
They're like a goose. It's got to feel good to do. Nunchucks out of a goose. Yeah.
It's like with the Hulk does to Loki, but with a heron. That sounds very bad. Don't do that.
I just proved this to them. My entire algorithm on all socials is just birds. Like I love it, but I'll be real. That probably feels pretty satisfying.
I get so many Instagram ads for bird shirts. Okay. They're like, we've identified you as a man who likes birds. And now
send them my way.
Okay. I don't want any bird shirts. I love a bird, but it's always like, people, boo. Birds, yes. Yeah,
okay.
It's just like
this sounds AI
for
made.
People. Feels very AI, and it's very like my whole life is birds.
Okay,
which is some people. I know people like that, but it's not me.
I mean, hey, it's not me either.
Yeah.
I got this cat on my shirt with a strawberry. I got all kinds of things going on.
I used to be on like science shirt ads, and now I'm on bird shirt ads. I want to get back on science shirt ads.
Okay. In the comments,
whoever controls that at Meta.
Yeah. Please.
Push that slider over.
Humans can achieve laminar flow with their urine stream.
Oh, I've never checked. I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could.
I've never thought about it.
Give me 45 minutes in the Gatorade.
How have I peed 1,000 million times and never like examined the flow? Like, I don't know. A lot of times. I've been alive for 45 years. I peed what? 3-5 times a day?
Yeah.
6?
That's the normal amount. Okay, careful.
35?
Go to a doctor.
Sometimes I pee 2 times in the middle of the night.
Yeah, doesn't that suck when you like get up and use the restroom, you go back and you're like, I just laid down, I just peed, but I know if I don't get up again right now.
Yeah. A weird thing is, and this is an experience that I've had. People will like show an image of laminar flow and like a particular weird orientation. So the basic idea is that as a liquid is leaving and flowing out of something, it is somehow getting into an orientation where it is that the fluid is all running in exactly this like same patterns, and so it does not move, and it looks like it's frozen. But if you put your hand in it, it's moving.
Which you would not do with pee.
And sometimes, I mean, look, you've never gotten pee on you?
I don't own this bathroom. It's a hotel. Good luck.
I will see TikToks where people are like, what's happening here? And the comments will be like, laminar flow. And I'm like, but that doesn't actually explain what's going on.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how it like freezes.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, why are the molecules doing all the exact same thing so that the thing would never change shape?
I'm assuming it's more of like a human thing where it's like we have like persistence of vision, so it's making it look like it's all.
No. In this case, it has. I think that it is actually.
Well, there you go.
Always the same. Like the water molecules are following a very set pattern as they exit. And usually, what it requires is a lot of pressure. So it's a lot easier if there's a consistent, significant pressure, and then the hole that it's coming out of is also consistent. And I would think that would be possible with pee, but I'm gonna have to check.
A lot of kegels every day.
A lot of pressure.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the wrong muscle. I think that would actually just shut it off.
I think your pelvic floor would be important in like intentionally maintaining a certain pressure. I don't know. You're the one that knows things, Hank. I'm just here to ask questions. I'm just doing the news pundit thing where it's like, I don't know, I'm just asking questions. Like, does Hank Green eat birds that he finds? Like, I don't know, I'm asking.
I mean, at the store.
Hank is too chronically online and justifies it as being productive, but in reality, oh my God, are we sure?
Yeah, do it.
But in reality, it makes him miserable?
Oh.
Are you okay? And then we're gonna write into the person who wrote this question and ask if they're okay. Sounds like some projecting.
I don't think it makes me miserable. I think that I could be a happier person though.
Okay.
If I wasn't on the internet.
Okay.
I think what we see from happiness studies is the things that make people happy are not the things they do.
Oh, interesting.
The things that make people happy are community, connection, spending time with people, even singing songs with people if you get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
The kinds of things that I never do. I mean, I spent time with people, but like, I'm
don't
not,
sing?
I'm so like, I used to. I used to have a band and I would sing and people would sing along with my songs and it was super fun.
Well, why you be in the Von Trapp household?
I don't
Bring
know.
music back into your life.
I could totally do that.
do it.
But and then like there's also like an element of like personal betterment that seems to be pretty important in happiness.
Yeah.
But it's really like the biggest thing is community connection. And I think that the way that I do the internet and most people do the internet is like a surrogate for that, but it is not like fulfill the complete value. I don't see that as like a thing I'm pretending about. Like I do like the internet. I have a good time. But I think that it doesn't make me happier. But I think that it's provides a lot of other value. I definitely don't justify it as being productive. I like am being productive in terms of like the way that my mind has defined productivity. It's very rewarding in those ways. But I don't think that it like gets me closer to like a state of satisfaction.
You should try money and things.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's all about for happy.
Yeah, people have tried that as well.
Yeah. Babies are programmed to stop crying when a slice of cheese is thrown on them.
I don't think that babies are programmed.
Is it nature versus nurture then for cheese to be thrown at a baby?
I think that it may be in my nature
Okay.
to throw cheese at a baby.
Interesting.
After having seen it on Instagram, for sure. This happened after my baby was a baby.
I was about to say, you're a
and so I didn't
father,
actually.
so you
I
do.
never got a chance to throw a Kraft American single onto a bald baby head.
I mean, there's got to be so many opportunities at the grocery store.
It's true. Just do it to some baby.
Do it to some
They're
baby.
everywhere.
And then you just say like, I'm Hank Green, you remember this forever. And then you get a cool like rival that's chasing you all throughout their life.
And then at the end, they like send me a card and they're like, actually, you provided me with all of the necessary impetus to become the man I am today.
Yeah. I got, I was able to use that like reformed cheese that we use from all the American like government cheese storage to, make a Kraft
I think
American
my son
single.
has never had a Kraft American single. Yeah, I feel like I should mourn that. I feel like he's not a real American.
No, that's great. He's gonna be at school and be like, I'm so sorry. Do we have any like Manchego, Murcia El Vino?
I mean,
anything?
literally, like they make like little mozzarella balls for kids now. I think that there is a thing where you can stimulate a baby to the point where they're like, ooh, I need to process this now, and I think that's what's happening.
It is impossible to disprove simulation theory.
So that's an important thing. The falsifiability, we call it in science. So there's some theories of science where basically any theory that is unfalsifiable, you kind of have to discard because you can never kind of work with it.
You can't prove that you're da-da-da-da.
Yeah, there's like a teapot, there's an invisible teapot in space. Like, well, why are we talking about the invisible teapot? Because we have no idea, like there's no way to prove or disprove the existence of an invisible teapot in space.
Kind of goes back to you like choosing what matters to you and why. Like,
Yeah. But like there's like a philosophy of science argument that goes on here, where like if something is unfalsifiable, does that mean that it can't be true? No. But does it mean that like we can't really interface with it with science? Kind of.
Yeah.
Because if you can't do science to it, what do you do about that? So that's a tricky thing about unfalsifiable things. I don't know whether it's impossible to disprove simulation theory. I think that when it comes to the sort of origins of the universe, when I talk to like people who study that kind of stuff, a lot of times those people are like, there's just no way that we will ever find that out. And sometimes they're like, oh, well, we used to not think that we'd ever see an exoplanet. We used to not think that we'd ever know how, like the idea that we have any idea how the Big Bang happened and like what the universe was like, a few seconds after the Big Bang. Yeah. That's all crazy. And like, 100 years ago, we had very little to go on. Yeah. And now we have a lot to go on. So the idea is that actually maybe we may someday know more about the very beginning of the universe or what caused the universe to come into existence. We do not yet, though. And in that world, we certainly don't know whether it's a simulation or not.
A lot of people assumed that you had died because of the photo we used on our community post, which was black and white and very HD, I believe. Do you think we're programmed to see black and white photos that way now as an in memoriam?
Yeah, I mean, again, programmed is an interesting word, but we certainly, this is so wild to me, the way that we feel things about photos based on what they look like. So if you see like a flash photo from a film camera, you feel so different about that picture than if you see a picture taken in 2025 with an iPhone. It's like weird how easy it is for your brain to pick those details apart.
Sure.
And I think about this in terms of AI art and AI generated images, where it takes, like, every time like a new AI model starts making art, there'll be like a moment where I'm like, oh, that's like different. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, that all looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I can see it out of like all the stuff that I think ChatGPT does has this like yellow look.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? This is so weird.
It's like weird self-feedback
Like
thing.
the moment it can be mass produced, it immediately like culturally is identifiable as this thing that it like devalues it.
Absolutely.
Because it's everywhere. But in that way, yes, I think that, you know, the way that we use images, our brains get used to it. And then it becomes hard to use it in other ways.
I feel bad for people who make usually like black and white art and list people's birthdays at the bottom just for like fun announcements. And now they're like, no,
you can't do that anymore.
Now the Oscars in memoriam thinks
Not in cursive.
No, I know, right? Speaking of which, I did read your Wikipedia before we started just to prepare. I'm sure you get this all the time, but this is my own question. How does it feel being born on the 5th of May, 1980 in Birmingham, Alabama? That's got to be crazy.
What? Boy, I mean, I bet there were some other folks. If you in the comments want to tell me if you know anybody who was born that day in that hospital in that town, that would be neat, because there wasn't just me. I bet there was other people.
That it probably.
I know when my son was born, there was other people getting born in that same building.
That's a little rude of them. You had a reservation.
If we weren't in the same room.
Okay.
That was nice, actually. They gave us our own room.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Shout out wherever your son was born.
St. Patrick's Hospital.
Oh, shout out St. Patrick's Hospital.
I don't know. Is that going to be bad for like his future credit card secret
Probably.
questions?
Shout out redacted. Someone said, my mom grew up assuming you would literally die if you didn't drink milk. Could you survive off of milk alone?
I've heard this.
Really?
Oh, it was from you.
You're really easy to incept, apparently.
Yeah. I don't remember things. I remember when people ask me questions, but just the question.
That's fair.
That's wild. Yeah. This is wild.
This is
you
like
would die
1950s
if you don't drink milk?
knowledge,
like what about the hundreds of thousands of years during which humans existed but milk didn't? Whatever mammal was nearby, they squeezed.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm so sorry, could I get
This is
down
a cool thing about mammals. You can make milk from any of them, but we only drink a few of the milks.
And we've even moved on to nuts. It's like, what,
now
badgers
now
were busy?
We're milking nuts.
Now we're milking nuts.
Badgers were busy?
Badgers were busy?
Is what he just said? What, badgers were busy?
What, badgers are doing other stuff? Animal husbandry? What are we using badgers for?
Pigs, turns out very difficult to milk.
I would have to assume so because they're so low to the ground.
They're low to the ground? That's one of the problems?
When you flip them upside down, they're not happy.
They hate them.
They hate it's their least favorite thing.
Yeah. This is really, like, I'm picturing it, and, like, that's not a happy pig.
They're like, it's my least favorite thing. Next is, like, world hunger, but before that, being flipped upside down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little piggyback.
Pigs hate world hunger.
They do.
They hate hungry people.
I'm sure you get this all the time. If there was a mammal to drink milk out of that we don't usually use for that, what would you suggest?
What would I suggest, or what would I most want to enjoy personally?
What would you most want to enjoy personally?
Okay.
And then suggest.
I think that it's like what I'm looking for is the best story.
Yeah.
Just like mammal name without the story that accompanies it is the one that puts the best story into your head. So like, Dragon's not a mammal.
Dragon. No, yeah, scales.
Yeah, pretty sure.
What are they, like a monotreme? Like a platypus, echidna, dragon?
Actually, now that you're saying that, I think maybe platypus.
Platypus milk.
Platypus milk.
Wow.
Which they do make milk, but they don't have nipples.
No, well, the monotremes, so they've got these like little pouches that you sort of have to like press on, and then they just sort of flood the pouches.
They just sweat out milk, like armpits.
Monotremes are weird, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd lick one.
Good, I'd help. Finally, Hank, someone assumes that there are actually good things on the horizon, and some of the greatest people of our time are being forged in the fire of these horrible times. How do you feel about that?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, me too.
Say it to me as often as you can, so that maybe I will start to believe it.
Good.
There are times when I'm like, actually, this it's always going to be a rocky road. You know, it's trying to think about like what life was like in the 1920s.
Sure.
Very bad. So like whenever you think like 100 years ago, it's never been better in my life.
Yes, sure.
And I was born in the 1980s. The 1880s, very bad. The 1920s, very bad. The whole time has been worse.
Art Deco, and it was all downhill.
Well, Art Deco, I think, was quite nice.
I'm saying
but the Great Depression.
That was the top.
I see. Yes,
straight down.
Yes, very bad. I do worry about the pace of change. Communications technology revolutions are always very disruptive and do tend to lead to periods of time that are worse than the periods of time directly before them, because we're trying to like humans talking to each other, sharing information is the thing that makes us the most different from other animals.
Right.
And so when we find a fresh new way to do it, and we don't have any systems to control it or to like worry about it or to like feel like doing it in a wrong way is cringe. We're just I just feel like that's the story of the last 20 years. Way overusing and poorly using these technologies. And I feel like we're starting to get a little bit better at it, which people might think is wrong. But at the same time, it's coming right as like what feels to me like a pretty different communications revolution of artificial agents creating content is just on the horizon. And that feels really fast to me. That feels like it's going to be hard to deal with.
It feels
that's
like
my big like overarching structural concern.
Yeah.
And I think that it has a lot to do with what we are dealing with right now in terms of people being afraid of each other, people being very good at making people afraid of each other, the sort of fearmongers of the world. And the printing press and books and newspapers are all like have examples of this. Radio has examples of this. But then like you wake up one day and like radio is the most boring thing in the world.
Sure.
And books are like, nobody thinks that books are a bad idea. Whereas for a while they were like, we shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
This was way too big. This was like, we can't control it. Everything's going crazy. But then it turned out books were like good. It was good to have books. And I think that we will eventually look back and see that as like, boy, it was really disruptive when we got these new tools. But now that we know how to use them better. Or like, we won't even have that thought. It'll just be like, but of course, like, we're glad we have them.
We'll be able to look back and find that there were people and events.
It's just that I don't know that if that's like 20 years from now or 200 years from now. I hope it's 20 or 10.
Hank, this has been a delight.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is definitely, I think, the most unhinged interview I've had here in a good way.
Okay.
In a good way, because we had like just random questions for you too, in addition to assumptions about your life. So it allowed for a lot of like free-flowing thoughts.
I enjoyed it.
This was the Italian Renaissance of assumptions interviews, and I appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you. It's the water, earth, fire, the four nations. Moving on.
I'm too old for that.
Avatar?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
When I was a kid, all the anime was just anime instead of like Americans doing it.
Yeah. Get out of our anime, Americans. That's Hank Green right there.
When I was a kid, we were fan subbing anime because they didn't even make it, like they didn't have available English subtitles. So we had to do it ourselves.
Wow. I couldn't imagine.
Uphill both ways. How old are you?
I'm 34, but I just came from an anime dubbing session to here today.
Well, that's dumb.
I know, that was the joke. I was like, I couldn't imagine. I'm being a piece of shit.